Okay guys, hi, it's Rachel with Rachel's Remedies. Thank you for coming to my channel. This is my legacy channel, so everything on here are little information for my kids, my nannies, and you get to be a part of it. If I died, I want them to know everything. How to make granola, how to make bread, how do I homeschool. So we're at homeschooling today. And I want to chat. Okay, first of all, the cursive letters. I have a friend who is starting more second, third grade. Do they really need the cursive letters is what she asked. And I don't think it's a total necessity. You've gotten your SWR books. You've gotten your Wise Guide for Spelling, Spell to Write and Read. You open the book and look at how dense the pages are. It's really, really dense. So when you open the book and it looks really scary, don't be afraid. So that's the first thing I want to say about SWR. I'm going to do the same program for pre-K, K through 5th. So let's say you don't do it perfectly on year 1. Actually, you're going to get better every week. So the first week, this is a program you kind of do by faith, and just know that give yourself 6 weeks of no judgment of yourself or your children. And then after 6 weeks, you will see such incremental results that it will be worth the first few weeks of like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just stepping off of a building. And the reason it feels like stepping off of a building is because SWR is not day 1, you do this, day 2, you do this, and then you throw this away at the end of the year. This is the same book for every year you're doing school. And so the very first year, it's your first time of doing it, and it will seem a little bit foreign. Before starting the Wise Guide, she has 1 through 11 in here, and you're just gonna start with 1 through 11. And it's chapters 1 through 11. Chapter 1, plan before teaching, prepare preschoolers is chapter 2. Read aloud to all ages, which you're probably already doing. A lot of these things in 1 through 11, you're kind of doing. And so if that's a comfort, if you didn't know that, I hope that's a comfort to you. Okay, so I highlighted this part. Much of this material will be new to you. Do not be alarmed. You can learn as you go. And this is a really, really important part of the entire program, especially to keep in the back of your mind the first 3 months. You will be learning as you go. Complete understanding is not expected at first. So you'll read it and you just start doing it. You don't have to completely understand it at first. And then as you put one foot in front of the other, the understanding will come. The first presentation exposes a concept and establishes a frame of reference. What is hard for the teacher will not necessarily be hard for the student. It's really important. That's why I highlighted. I'm going to read just a couple of highlights. What is hard for you and what seems foreign to you will not necessarily be foreign to your student. In fact, your student will catch on actually really quickly, and even though it's really foreign to you, as you impart it to the student, their brain is gonna start clicking. For most adults, the foundational stages of SWR will be more difficult than for the beginning non-reader. So this is going to be harder for you than it is for your student. You will be amazed at what even kindergartners can grasp when taught this way. And this is what I wanted to reinforce with y'all. You are doing this by faith. Your kindergartner, your first grader, your second grader is going to take the baton and run with it and be so excited. I promise you, however they were learning last year, if they were not being homeschooled or learning a different method, it was very disjointed, and they learn new rules every year. They may learn that it makes the A and the A sound in first grade, and in third grade, it also makes the ah sound. It is a very disjointed way to learn reading. This actually makes more sense. Brain development doctor worked with Romaldo Spalding on this method and helped figure out how to best put English into the brain. None of us have learned the best way. And so you are discovering the best way for the first time as an adult, and it seems really foreign, but children just soak it up. That's another thing. You don't know what the phonograms say, but on the back is a cheat sheet. And so the says ah, a, ah. Now, when you do the phonograms, they're kind of a short sound. A big one, it'll say on the back, because it's your second one, will be the B. The B, you make a line with your mouth, and the D, you make a circle with your tongue. The B says B. There's no B. It says B. And the D says D. See how there's no vowel in those two? Well, those cheat notes will be on the back of your phonogram card. Number 5 is when you introduce phonogram sounds. A mirror is really important so the student can see their mouth when they're making the sound. Sometimes the TH is really difficult for younger students, or if English is a second language, the th sound can be difficult. But seeing their mouth in a mirror sometimes can help with the sounds. They can kind of look at their mouth and look at your mouth and realize, oh, I'm not making that sound correctly. This is just the mirror thing and the phonograms and breaking language up into these small, tiny pieces, tiny bite-sized pieces is going to help you as a parent. I know that if you have thought about doing speech therapy or having to do any kind of therapy for your child's speech impediment, you probably could have or could avoid it if you do this program, because number 5, you're learning about the mouth, the nose, the teeth, the lips, and how each sound is formed for the entire English language. And so by the time they know all of their phonograms and they've been looking in the mirror and figuring out exactly how their mouth is supposed to look, their speech impediment is gone. Excite the students to learn the phonograms, and then it has little games that you can play to help them learn them. So that's going to be your first 5 out of 11 things. Number 6 is say and write neatly the phonograms. Now, number 6 is a big one, and this is where they're gonna start writing, and they don't need to know all the phonograms before they say and write them. And so there, and it talks about the multi-sensory approach, using a clock, using methods that help reverse or protect against dyslexia. There is a lot in this book that's really, really quality information that we took for granted. We never had to do speech therapy. We never had to do dyslexia therapy. We skipped all of that pain because we invested the time in this program. The first few weeks were kind of foreign. And then within 3 months, we were just completely sold for all of our children. And so that's SWR. That's, you're picking up your book for the first time. You're starting to read it. I hope this encouraged y'all. I am going to talk more. I'm going to do some recipes in between some of my homeschool videos, but I know a lot of parents are turning to homeschool right now. And so one last thing is, if your child does not know cursive, has never done this program, but you're just like, you know what, my child's handwriting is terrible. Their reading comprehension is not that great. I know they're already in 3rd grade, but I kind of want to do this program. I would encourage you to go for it. And I would encourage you to start with cursive first and start at the beginning, like they have not learned one thing. They may sail through the first few reading lists, I don't know, but now you're kind of helping gap all the breaks in the foundation. And so that going forward, they're getting a really solid foundation, and they'll understand the English language better in the next 3 to 6 months than they have their entire education so far. So hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all are inspired about your SWR books. In the comments below, if you have any questions or need help with something, I just am totally available for this subject. I feel like it's one of the most important subjects in the United States of America concerning literacy, reading, writing, spelling, and the best program you can physically get your hands on. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.